2026 is about to be a great year for Clash of Clans updates, and while the team has not shared an official roadmap, luckily for us, they do share some sneak peeks here and there, so we do have an idea of what we could be getting soon. So here is everything that is either confirmed for 2026, in discussion, or planned for some time in the near future. Now let's start with something that we know for sure is coming very soon, and that is new levels for Town Hall 18 defenses. Not the most exciting thing in the world for most players, especially if you're not Town Hall 18, but if you look at all of the supercharges available, some of them say that they will be depleting soon. And that is basically a 100% confirmation that those defenses are the ones getting a new level soon. This is currently displayed for the Fire Spitter, Inferno Tower, Mortar, and Tesla. Assuming the Q1 update comes out around the same time as the last couple years, we can expect these new levels sometime in February or March. Another thing that we sort of know when it will come out is a new hero. Now, Havoc, people talk about new heroes all the time and it never happens. But this year, it might actually happen. In June of 2025, during a live Q&A with the community managers, someone asked about a new hero coming soon. Now, this was barely 7 months after the Minion Prince came out, so the obvious answer was no, of course not. We just got one. More specifically, the response was no new hero ideas for now, but the hero hall was designed for more heroes than 5, and there will be more heroes at Town Hall 19 plus. Now, a little disclaimer, it's hard to tell if this was exactly what was said because there is no recording of this conversation, only a transcript, which is of questionable accuracy. However, it does look like this particular topic was discussed, and it makes sense. The hero hall was designed for more than 5 heroes. That is literally why it exists. So, assuming a new hero does come out with Town Hall 19, we can expect that later in November of this year. Speaking of Town Hall 19, what we'll also likely see is the merging of the last 2 Wizard Towers and Archer Towers. This could very possibly happen at Town Hall 18 as well, especially the Archer Towers, since those did not merge with the launch of Town Hall 18. But just to be safe, I think we should expect these to merge before the end of the year. When Town Hall 18 dropped, we got an additional Wizard Tower, which is clearly meant to be merged at some point. And the Archer Tower, I mean, we don't have any cannons left, so soon enough we won't have any Archer Towers left as well. It's only a matter of time. Developers have confirmed several times that the idea is to keep merging so that the village doesn't keep on growing. But of course, this won't happen all at once for balancing purposes. But here is something for everyone, a profile rework, which sounds like it's definitely happening in 2026. This was hinted at a few times over the last couple of years, but in 2025 we got multiple confirmations. Like game designer Seth stating that the focus for 2026 would be improving the social aspect of Clash of Clans and acknowledging the profile needing an overhaul.
But we've discussed what's the focus for next year, and one of the main things that keeps coming up is just social. The profile needs an overhaul. I will say that we are talking a lot about smaller cosmetics. Spray paints, icons. I think a lot of it's just what and when and how. Can't give a timeline, but over the next several months or years, there will be more cosmetics.
And community manager Marco stating a profile rework was definitely on their radar.
We know and we understand the need of revamping the player profiles. This is definitely something that's in our radar.
But what does a profile rework even mean? Well, it's basically just giving it a facelift. The profile UI is very outdated compared to most Supercell games, and a overhaul could lead to more customization and functionality. There have also been hints that we could be getting badges like the ones from Clash Royale, and when asked if the Clash team was open to profile pictures, pins, badges, and titles like other games have, Marco answered,
Definitely. The team knows that player profiles have a huge of potential. We just need to decide and lock in what's the best we can do there.
Whatever it comes out to be, it's very possible that they've been working on it for quite some time now, as all the way back in 2024, they also said they were working on something that would integrate with Supercell ID.
We are making improvements to the Supercell ID integration with Clash of Clans, because there's something else coming very soon related to that.
If you look at Brawl Stars and Clash Royale, this is exactly what happened. When profiles were overhauled, Supercell ID was integrated into them. So yeah, this is very likely to happen this year. Speaking of customization and social features, one thing that usually comes up during these conversations repeatedly is emotes. Back in 2024 was the first time we got a confirmation that these were coming.
One thing we're thinking a lot about now is emotes. Not necessarily just emotes in the chat. As an attacker, as a defender, you can use emotes in different situations. And this is something that we're kind of really considering. That might be this next step for cosmetics.
And basically ever since, they have teased that it's in the works, but they have nothing to share just yet.
We're working on it. We're gonna make sure that when we do it the right way. How are we gonna use them? What place in the game we're gonna be able to use that? What are the emotes and all that?
Still trying to think like how we can expand that, how to make emotes something more fun and different places you can use in the game.
They even commented on someone's idea for taunts, saying that it was a cool feature. It certainly seems like we are getting closer to finally getting emotes, and since 2026 is the year of improving the social side of Clash, it is very likely we see something about it this year. I know not everyone is a fan of the idea, but it seems like it's definitely happening anyway. So hopefully we get some sort of toggle for players who don't want to see it in like live attacks or clan wars. As far as new troops go, they usually don't tease these in advance, but one of them we already know what it is and what it does, the Elephant Rider. This was the winner of the Supercell Make contest in March of 2025. It is a troop inspired by the Valkyrie and Root Rider, and basically it targets walls, so it will run into nearby walls and destroy a large segment of them, so multiple walls. And then after that, it splits into two separate troops. The Elephant, which is similar to a Mighty Yak in mechanics, and the Rider, which is similar to a Valkyrie. As usual, Supercell Make winners do make it into the game, and it didn't happen in 2025, so it's gotta be 2026. I don't think they would make us wait 2 years for it. That would be really lame, right?
Right now, we don't really have a date. No plans when it's gonna happen, but it is going to happen.
Of course, when we do see it, the stats and possibly its mechanics will be different, and maybe the design a little bit as well. Supercell usually gives it their own touch before implementing it. Another troop that is possibly coming in 2026 is the Super Electro Dragon. They've been teasing and joking about it for a while now.
Can we have a super E-Drag?
Yeah, I'm gonna put it in right now.
That was easy. I need my super E-Drags.
Believe me, we are pushing for it.
I've been pitching that since I joined Supercell, so we'll get
Bro,
there. Don't
like-
worry, we'll get there.
It is very possible that this could just be a running joke at this point, and maybe I'm just looking way too deep into it, but they teased the Super Yeti about the same, like a year before it released, so I certainly think this could be the next super troop that might come this year. Speaking of super troops, an overhaul to the super troop system was confirmed for 2025, but it looks like they had other important features to prioritize because we haven't seen any changes to Super Troops as of yet. They've been talking about needing to change something about Super Troops for a few years now, I think as far back as 2023, which makes me believe this is the year they might finally get to it. We don't know what changes will occur. In the past, they've talked about maybe adding different variants to them, so like a certain Super Troop having multiple versions to choose from. And in 2025, one of the developers said,
The usage of Super Troops is not massive, but it is something that's being discussed, nothing permanent, but we have talked about potentially an idea that, you know, as you progress to a certain stage, maybe you get a Super Troop permanently.
but these are just ideas that they threw out there, nothing confirmed, nothing they're working on, just brainstorming what changes they could make. Who knows, maybe it'll be something as simple as making them all free or removing the limit. Another thing that is likely to happen is Clan Games 2.0, which has been confirmed to be in this year's update plans. In mid-2025, David Burke explained the Clash team isn't happy with the state of Clan Games and they want to focus on improving it this year.
We're not that happy with Clan Games. It definitely has its issues. There is a lot of things we need to improve, and I think it is something we'll focus on more next year. Specifically, like how we improve the participation rates, how we remove any frictions in place, how we keep it feeling fresh each time we do it, and how we kind of make it feel more collaborative.
He also went on to explain some random ideas that were thrown around between the Clash team.
Like one idea that was thrown around was like, instead of the current setup, there's like this bingo board and you have to like complete, you know, you're like, oh, we want this task at the end of this row. We need to complete these 3 tasks in a row to get that one. So we can collaborate around the tasks we complete.
We may not know what exactly will come, but here's a cool concept I found. Now, there's a lot of words here, but it basically is explaining a system where the clan can keep pushing pushing past 50,000 points for elite bonuses like chests or ores. And those bonuses require tiers of engagement. Whatever we do get, I just hope that they make it fun again. Alright, this next one is for you skin collectors out there, especially those who cannot stand not having a complete set. Like, just put the other 2 clockwork skins in the shop and I'll be happy. Said no one ever, except for me apparently. Anyway, when the mini prints first came out, developers said they wanted to work on the skins for him to complete sets. This was reconfirmed a couple times throughout 2025 by Fairy.
We do have a backlog of all those skins that are missing, including CWL. All those are being worked on, so we're gonna see for sure CWL skins and all the missing sets as well.
And this post on X where he said they were coming, but no date yet. And I also heard recently that most of the backlog of the minion print skins are already done, but they're just trying to find ways to reintroduce them into the game. I lost the source, but it was definitely within the past couple of months. You'll just have to trust me. Speaking of skins, I mentioned this in last year's likely updates for 2025 video, but it never happened. In 2024, they said they were experimenting with a new rarity of skins.
We've talked about potentially this sort of mythic tier skin idea. If we have the time, we would definitely like to look into a higher tier for skins as well.
And in 2025, explained that they even made prototypes for the tabletop RPG season, but it was still in its concept stages.
Mythic Skins, there were some explorations in the past for the tabletop RPG. We made some concepts of what Mythic Skins would look like. Yeah, maybe like something that when you use your hero ability or hero equipment, the active ability, you would change the skin, something would happen, but it's something that's being concept thought and all that.
Is 2026 the year where we finally see these mythic skins? I think it's very likely and very good for the game as well, because instead of them going the pay-to-win route, they want to continue monetizing the game with cosmetics, which is completely optional. But an update that is severely overdue is to the builder base, which received its last update in May 2023, and the clan capital in October 2023. In 2024 and 2025, it was explained that the focus was purely on the home village, so that's why we weren't getting any updates for those. However, the same hasn't been said about 2026. In fact, developers have expressed wanting to work on the clan capital a few times last year, stating that they want to create more ways for capital enjoyers to play more often than just the weekend, and Seth sharing the next content updates for these 2 villages will be different.
I like Clan Capital. Like, I think there's a lot to do there. When we do things to Builder Base and Clan Capital, I think what you'll see is a tighter connection to the home village.
Of course, these don't confirm anything for this year, but according to Seth, they wanted the home village to be in a pretty good state before moving on to other content. And to me, the home village feels pretty solid after these past 2 years. What we can expect is going to be a wild guess here, but at least we know it will integrate with the home village better. Now, back when the spell tower was still new, the level 4 design was found in the game files and leaked. However, it never came out. In fact, the spell towers never got any new levels aside from the ones they launched with. And so ever since, people have been wondering, when will that happen? Well, the Clash team has acknowledged this a few times over the years, but in 2025 it was mentioned again, where Fairy explained that it was in discussion, but they haven't landed on anything just yet.
There was a discussion about that. Do we keep just increasing the level of the spells, the same 3 spells, or does it make sense to add new spells, which will also be very interesting, but we don't know yet which one we're going with. We're thinking about it.
Maybe 2026 is the year where they finally figure something out. I mean, players have proposed tons of ideas, and it's been 4 years now, and it would be perfect because being able to customize our defense settings has been a big thing the past year or so. So hopefully it doesn't become the next air sweeper. And finally, I wanted to rapid fire a bunch of stuff that was mentioned, but they're either really small changes or things we know very little of, but still very likely to come this year. Like some form of decoration storage or some other solution to show off our massive collections. They've been talking about this since 2024, saying that they're not expanding the map but are looking for other ways to solve this issue. And it was even acknowledged in 2025. The issue gets worse every year. It would be a bummer if we went another year without something for our decorations. I just hope we don't end up with some storage that no one will look at, because what's the point of even collecting at that point? Battle modifiers are likely to be enabled for Clan Wars. We've seen it integrated into basically every area of the game now, but Clan Wars, and they've talked about it in the past past that they want to keep expanding the feature. They have also discussed adding chat filters or some other solution to hide certain things from the chat so they're not congested with too much like replays and practice and stuff like that. There are some great concepts floating around out there, and the team has acknowledged it as an issue. Community manager Ferry said some underused troops may get reworks. One of the examples he gave was the Super Valkyrie. And I know we touched on customization earlier, but in 2024 they also hinted at adding new cosmetic perks for clans. Maybe this can be an update that they introduce with the profile rework or something. And lastly, Stuart, the general manager of the game, did mention the possibility of troop masteries being a thing in the future back in 2024. This would be like what it is in Clash Royale, except in Clash of Clans, they take it a step further and give troops some sort of buff or abilities. This was one of the many ideas they had for more fun and rewarding progress. However, he did explain that this was just an idea in its early stages, and that he is not in charge of this decision. But yeah, that is everything that is likely to come in 2026. You guys seem to like these type of videos, and I like making them. A bunch of stuff from last year's video actually got added into the game. It was probably like half of the features. It was crazy. So hopefully some of these predictions are right. I'm especially excited for emotes, a new hero, and maybe troop masteries if that ever happens. But yeah, let me know your thoughts down below. Hope you guys enjoyed, but hey, before you go, YouTube thinks you'll like this next video, so why don't you check it out? As always, I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.